We are currently, it's 25th of August, date of this recording. We are still in a macro bear. A lot of founders held a majority of their treasury in crypto. We've had, sometimes 80% corrections. We had the Luna fiasco. We have projects holding a ton of NFT worlds. They're struggling right now. A lot of these founders are struggling. What would you say to them? What advice would you give to some of these struggling founders who are really challenged right now to be able to keep their projects going, to serve their communities and still put food on the table for their families?
I would recommend one is take a look at what you are spending. All right. Take a deep dive into what you're spending on a monthly basis, and that would be called your burn rate. You want to keep that as small as possible, be lean as possible, while still maintaining and operating as efficiently as you can with your existing resources. Next thing I would ask you is what is your revenue model? What is your business model? How are you earning revenue apart from the initial mint sales of the NFT project, right? How are you sustaining yourself on a monthly basis through revenue throughout this bear market, right? You are spending on a monthly basis, but you're not covering it with new additional profits or revenue. You are just basically surviving off your initial mint. It's not going to survive. So I think a lot of Web3 projects right now are pivoting towards creating a business model that can sustain themselves throughout this bear. So those are the two things that I would look at. And thirdly, if let's just say if let's say it's a brand or an IP or intellectual property that requires a lot more capital, right, to grow and spread into different sectors, whether that be in art, manga, TV show, toys, merch, all of that, then I would recommend potentially creating a pitch deck and to speak to some seed investors or venture capital firms that would be taking a bit of your equity or NFTs if you have an NFT project for some seed money, basically.
NFT projects really are. They're just startups, right? They're startups with a little bit less of a barrier to entry for people to invest in it. 90%, 95% of startups fail. And people don't crucify these founders if they fail. They're kind of like, okay, pick yourself up, dust yourself off. You're a great dude. We invested in you for a reason. A little bit of money's lost, but these investors are okay. They know that they're going to lose on 9 out of 10 deals. When it comes to the NFT space, though, of course, there's this weird expectation as if founders 100% of the time should succeed and should deliver everything on time and should never run out of money. But the reality is there are real people behind these NFT pseudonym names and whether they're doxed or undoxed. What would you say to the founders and what would you say to the broader Web3 community? If we could impact the community in any small way, shape, or form, how could we change a little bit of that culture of crazy expectations?
There are a few ways we can go about this. Let's just say the company has run out of funds, all right, a treasury. Okay. One, you can either sell equity, right, to other NFT projects or other people or other investors that see the value in your business to invest in it. Okay. In its current state and have a successful handover.
Kind of like Pudgy Penguins.
Correct. Kind of like Pudgy Penguins. No, Pudgy Penguins is a successful story of a good acquisition. If not that, then probably you're looking at a merge, potentially merging. So smaller NFT collections merging together to form a bigger collection. I think a lot of people expect, like you mentioned, a founder to always succeed and not fail.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things, there are a lot of factors that come into play or about whether a project will be successful or not. And if a project founder tells me that they have tried and they failed, I would say you have learned a lot of things from that and it's not a failure. Sure, the project itself failed, but you as a founder have not failed. You have learned a lot from this and you can only do better for the next one.